What's up, Samurai? We are back in more Trove, and today we're going to be talking about this year's SUNFEST event. And oh boy, this is actually a really good event. You can make a lot of flux if you're free to play and you end up getting lucky with some of the items. But on top of that, the event is actually just extremely generous. Like, I would go as far to say that I think this event, though different and good in its own unique way, is actually almost on par with the Heck Bug event. Like, just in terms of the functionality of it. Like, I would love to see this be the standard for what they end up doing going forward. Like, it's a really well done event. So there's a lot of different items that we can end up getting, a lot of new items that we can get, and most of them are trade exclusive, so you can only end up finding them in the new event dungeon and stuff. So get out there and get farming. A lot of these items are actually going for significant amounts of flux as well, which does mean that they'll only go up in price further along once the event has died, right? But anyways, I'll end up showing you guys all the mounts and allies and stuff at the end of the video, except for some of the allies that I haven't gotten yet. But generally speaking, let's just get into the event itself. So first and foremost, it wants you to meet Patrolsley in the hub, which is quite literally just going to end up being the Cubesley guy that's sitting over next to the Pinata houses. So for those of you that don't know, in previous years of Trove, we ended up having all these 3 different Pinata factions. I don't know if this is a reference to my Pinata war, you know, from my own Trove lore way back in the day. But anyway, you talk to this guy, just interact with him, and then you'll end up getting 50 SUNFEST anniversary coins, which is already pretty crazy. Next, they want you to check out a house vendor. So you can go into any of these houses and you'll just interact with this guy right here. That's going to end up completing the objective, which gives you another 50 anniversary tokens. And then they want you to defeat enemies in Candoria. So the enemies in Candoria are going to end up being kind of unique during this event. So there's a lot of cakes and pastry enemies and stuff like that. Not that there wasn't already, but now, like, especially so. So it's kind of cool. Like, we got like this guy who's actually like an ally and stuff a little bit later. But yeah, anyways, you essentially end up just defeating 25 enemies, and then you'll get another 50 SUNFEST anniversary tokens. And then the next part of the objective wants you to defeat cake dungeons. So this is going to be a cake dungeon right here. I'll go through it the vanilla way just so you guys can see it. I really appreciate the fact that the devs made so many unique cake dungeons. They're in all the biomes in the game. I've heard from you guys during my stream earlier today that basically the ice biome and geode surface are the most common places you can find the cakes, which makes the most sense because there's the least amount of dungeon variety in those biomes, which means that cakes would be the most common. But again, I just appreciate so much that there's just so much detail and that there's all of these different dungeons like chilling here, and I just got completely lost. I mean, obviously I just blast my way into these dungeons normally, but anyways, there's going to end up being this unique enemy at the end here. Once we kill them, so he died instantly, but once we kill him, there's a cake that's chilling there, and it's a mimic. So it's actually the dungeon chest, but it will end up attacking you. And I don't have footage of it, but you guys told me that there's a very rare blue variation of the dungeon chest mimic thing. And apparently that will give you a guaranteed drop out of like the new event items, because essentially this is going to be how you'll get all of the super duper rare event items. It's just by doing these dungeons. And I mean, thankfully, like, we can just bomb into them. They're not like, you know, so many other dungeons we've seen in Trove with barriers that prevent us from blasting into them and stuff like that, like the Easter event and stuff. But anyways, once you defeat 15 of these dungeons, you'll get another 50 anniversary tokens. And then they want you to use the SUNFEST oven. So the SUNFEST oven is going to end up being in the hub. And it is essentially another crafting table that is going to end up giving you all of the new allies. Thankfully, it's not too bad. It is pretty bad, but it's also not bad at the same time. You'll see I have a couple of these. Why does it say, oh, I have all of them? I'm an idiot. Okay, so I didn't realize that these were the tradable allies. I found these on the market and then I ended up buying them, even though I probably could have just waited and grinded these out. So either way, it means that I'll show you guys all of the items. That was a huge waste of flux. I thought I was getting something unique. But anyways, you can see, you know, it costs like 300 coins here, 750 here, but don't worry because the daily quests are going to give us so many of these tokens. And this is the SUNFEST anniversary token, not to be confused with previous events where we use the Pinata tokens, the carrying tokens and stuff. Like these tokens are a little bit different, which we'll get into momentarily. So anyways, they just want you to interact with the oven. It'll give you another 50 tokens. And then it wants you to make anything at the SUNFEST oven. So you could even just make the trophies, or you could go out of your way and grind the extra ones, you know, grind some of these allies. By now you'll have enough tokens. To get chocolate, I should show you guys this just because there's lots of players that are confused. You can buy the chocolate resource from the market, which people are actually buying, which I don't know why. People are selling it for ridiculous sums of money, considering it's actually really, really easy to get. You could also buy the sponges from the player market, which are also going for a ridiculous high sum. Otherwise, in gardening, if you get up to enthusiast, you can just craft these chocolate sponges. And then all you gotta do is just find a chocolate resource block, which is, you know, just in Candoria. And then you literally just put the sponge on your hotbar, throw it into the chocolate. You get a 1-to-1 ratio. 1 sponge equals 1 chocolate block. That you can use to craft those items or sell it on the market because money. Anyways, once you make something out of the SUNFEST oven, you'll end up getting another 50 tokens, and then they want you to complete a SUNFEST delve. This is where things get a little bit more annoying because the funny thing is that these SUNFEST delves are kind of broken. Delves in general are very broken on PC right now because the Fluxion update kind of busted a lot of things with the infrastructure of them. But essentially, you'll go to these NPCs and they will end up having these portals, right? Now, I can't say if it's the same on console, but on PC, you know, a lot of you guys were saying on console that basically what happens with these delve portals is you normally have to complete 2 floors of just normal generic caves, and then the 3rd floor is going to be the event delve. So that's the one that is required in order for you to complete this part of the event, right? But the Tysorian portal in particular on PC anyways, actually has event floor, event floor, event floor, nothing but event floors. There's nothing in between. There's not any normal vanilla stupid delves in between any of it, which actually makes me kind of frustrated because it means that they could easily have the Castle Catastra portal, which, you know, is the new Shadow Tower delve biome. It means that they could basically make it so that we would have nothing but Catastra, 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 instead of the way it is currently where it's delve, delve, Catastra. I'm just saying, I know it's a little bit of a rant here, but point being is that Tysorian on PC is the only one that does that. Carries didn't do that for me. It was just a normal delve event. But anyways, once you end up completing one of the SUNFEST delves, you'll end up getting an additional 50 anniversary tokens. And then they want you to complete SUNFEST dailies. So that's going to end up being these guys right here. And as far as I know, each of these dudes actually gives you 100 of the anniversary tokens per day. So you essentially get 300 per day, which is really, really good considering the amount of items that you have to craft with these tokens. That's why I mean when I say, oh, these are, you know, they made them a lot easier. It's a much more reasonable event to do. So the first quest is going to end up defeating SUNFEST Cake enemies. The next is doing SUNFEST Cake dungeons. And then the other one is doing SUNFEST delves. And the thing is that this guy right here doing the SUNFEST delves wants you to complete 3 Mario and Luigi Mario. He wants you to complete 3 SUNFEST delves, which is why the Tysorian, which is actually this guy right here, delve is your best option because it's just event instead of doing a bunch of additional portals in order to end up getting it done. But anyways, once you end up completing all 3 of the dailies, you'll get the Confectious Cruiser, which is the mount of the event and the final portion of the event. So I'm not going to show you guys absolutely everything to do with this event, but I am going to show you guys a bunch of the different items. So in each of the Pinata houses, there is going to end up being these different allies and then a mount. And you can see that basically costs 150 of each of the tokens. There's going to be some decorations, banner styles, house mementos, whatever, right? But then there's also going to end up being a fat bouncing Pinata mount and a new fishing rod. So these are the two new items, right? I didn't actually end up showing off this airplane mount that Frog is doing right now because in the last year version of this event, this mount was going to take me like 5 or 6 hours of solid grinding to get enough tokens for it. And in this event, like I was able to get it and I still had additional tokens. So I'm just saying that it feels like you're actually getting your, not wasting your time. I'll say that. Versus the other versions of the event. Now, the thing is, each of these houses is going to have the bouncing mount, the fish pole, as well as all of the different mounts and allies and stuff. The fishing pole is tradable as well, by the way. So just keep that in mind. That's why I'm allowed to buy more of them. I don't know if anyone's actually going to want to buy them, but I'll show you guys the big boy mounts out of these different, these different guys. The only one that I gotta make sure that I end up seeing the name of is the Parisian, just because this is one that I crafted last year. Where the heck is it? There it is. So there's gonna be this guy right here, which is a platypus. It's kind of gross. It's kind of cool. Then there's also going to end up being the other ones, which I did get these more recently because, like I said, I didn't have these initially. So this is going to end up being the big boy mount out of this Pinata house. And I mean, it's cool. It's just a confetti airplane. So it's neat. Then there's going to end up being this one out of Tysorian, which is just a chair, whatever. It's cool. I kind of like it. There's also going to end up being the event item itself, which is this bad boy. Not that big of a deal. I mean, I love carrot cake, but not enough to ride on it. But anyways, you can see like from this point and up, this is all event stuff that was like brand new to me. So we've got a couple allies that I don't want to swap onto on this guy. So this is going to end up being the oven ally, which gives 100 light, 1 flask capacity, 3 movement speed, gain 15% health when a nearby enemy dies. There he is. Cool, whatever. There's also going to end up being the fishing poles, which honestly, who cares? I'm not even going to bother showing those off. I'm sorry. There's this is the fat bouncing Pinata, which I love it. He's so stupid. There is actually a gliding Pinata mount that this is probably like the fat version of it. Or maybe this is just a fat version of the dragons, honestly, like the Pinata dragons from a billion years ago. And then there's going to end up being this one right here, which this one's probably my favorite just because it looks like a fat chicken. And then there's a couple other things right here. So these are the allies and mounts that you can get as a drop very, very rarely, and that is tradable. So this is crafting speed, magic find, big deal, who cares? It's just going to end up being this little tiny ally right here if everyone would get off of me. It's the same as the enemy from the open world. Same with this guy right here, which gives attack speed, energy regen, whatever, big deal. Not that crazy. Then there's going to end up being this last ally right here, which is 150 light. And then physical damage, magic damage, gain 5% health when a nearby enemy dies, and chance to reduce ability cooldown. So, okay, cool. Then there's also going to end up being the mounts. So we've got a few of them. We've got this one right here, which, whatever, it's a cake car. I don't know. It does glide. Yes. Okay. I was just double checking. It doesn't have any VFX, so I don't know why it glides. Whatever. Strange. But then there's also going to end up being the Pinzo cake, which is right here. Does this one glide as well? Yes, it does. So this is the super duper rare one, as far as I know. And I mean, this one's kind of cool. It's all the Pinzo colors and stuff. Now, the thing that's really interesting about this mount is this is the only mount in the game, as far as I can tell, that does this, where even in its description, only when it's in this inventory. No? Oh. Only when you have the item sitting in your inventory, that's when it'll say the description for it properly. So the description read something along the lines of, you can either unlock the mount or you can loot collect it in order to end up getting a framework, which is kind of interesting. So if we actually take a quick peek, sorry, let me swap back over to Shadowhunter because I want my speed. If we take a quick peek over at the workbench, you can see it's considered a store framework. I don't know why, but this one right here, so, you know, it takes the chocolate and a couple prime blocks and stuff. Not really that big of a deal. I put it over here just because I thought it was kind of funny, because I always like Pinzo. He's an idiot. This is going to end up being the framework. So you could use this on your cornerstone or just in a club world. I'll have to make like a bridge that goes over to this or something so that it all ties it together. But it's pretty cool. It's got some unique prop blocks and stuff. I don't think you can steal these and put them in your own cornerstone or anything, but at least you can stand in his eyes, right? So that's cool. Anyways, I think that pretty much covers everything, hopefully. I know that it was a bit of a longer video. There is definitely a lot of other items that, you know, are from previous variants of this event, but I thought that I would at least show you guys the rarest items. The event itself, again, still has variations and all of these little allies and stuff that you can end up getting. That's not the right ally, but anyways, you know what I mean. These ones, because I accidentally bought 10 of these. So hopefully I can get my flux back. Anyways, thanks for watching, gamers. Really appreciate it. Smash like, so for more, sign on and stay epic.